Big, 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 big. I can't even pass on.
Okay, hopefully that didn't know what past 30 seconds. But hello again, CORELLYRAN is back. Okay, I just feel like I just got randomly magically inspired, so I'm just gonna start the video. Thank you for watching. If you watched the first CORELLYRAN video we made, we're excited to just be back and posting videos. Basically, we always have been, very expressive, I can just say. And, we feel like almost like kids again because we're creating again. You know what I mean? And so we're excited to be sharing what we do and giving it to you. And so what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be going off of the topic. If you've heard of the quote that goes, where attention goes, energy flows. Okay? About 3 years ago, me and Kelly kind of went through...
Side note, you didn't even let me say shit.
Sorry.
What's up, y'all? I'm currently giving myself a retwist. So if that's like a distraction, I'm not a distraction because sorry if it is, but if you're wondering why, my hands are all in my head. But yeah, I guess what he said, I feel like we both, we're just gonna talk. Yep. You can continue with it.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, it's also Gemini's moon currently, and that's my natal. And I was a little bit over 6, so we just crossed over my natal moon like a little bit. So I've been pretty lit verbally recently, and so I'm just gonna go with it, And so where attention goes, energy flows. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. That would be the name of the video, maybe. But we've just been noticing literally how powerful we are as humans. You know what I mean? What influence we have, and just that life is so much more meaningful and more than you just imagine. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what we've realized over this. It's been literally, it'll be 3 years, probably about now, when we kind of started getting involved with, the mystic, the occult, just the spiritual. You know what I mean? When we kind of got back in touch with our spiritual side, on like a mad deep level.
More recently for me, I feel like it. Pretty much just having big dreams, led to, not big dreams, big dreams, aspirations. I've always been the person that's looked at, TV and been like, oh, hell yeah, I gotta do all of it, and that's all I really that's how it started at first, and then I was like, okay, well, what can I do? What's Kelly got to offer to the world to possibly get me there, and then, of course, just trying to be motivated turned into learning myself, knowing yourself, and knowing what I really wanted. So now we're here. And that's the spiritual part of it.
And honestly, I want to say, I feel like Kelly, she helped me with this, and this is going to be the video. I kind of feel like I have now a little bit more of a scientific understanding of the visualization. We're going to start talking about stuff like that. But what she was saying with the, growing up, I never idealized anybody. I didn't pay attention to, I didn't have any dreams. I literally I didn't have any, I didn't stop and think about even what I wanted my adult life to look like, what I wanted in it, what things I wanted, I didn't even dream past college. And I graduated from college and was in complete hell because I literally had not even childlike visualization of where I needed to go. So I was just kind of floating. And Kelly kind of helped me out so much because she just let me know that you can create these things. You don't have to just flow with what you are naturally doing. You can literally visualize, and it becomes true. Okay, so we'll get clearly deeper into that because it's a big topic we're bringing out here, and we're just kind of feeding into it a little bit. But just stay tuned and stay with us. So yeah, she was saying as a child, and I remember, then I started paying attention to okay, we used to watch, and she has Pisces moon. So if you know Pisces, that sign, it's the visionary, it's the dreamer, it is the connection between the spiritual and the human realm. It's like that last sign before we go to wherever the hell we go. You know what I mean? And so it's about the dream. It's about visualization. It's about all that good stuff. And so she's always had, like, Nicki Minaj was somebody she idealized. And just talk about kind of like
okay, yeah.
maybe what your mindset is when you're visualizing about these.
At first it was more of a like, I guess with when I really like Nicki, like anybody, like people you see on Instagram or scroll through and you're like, this person's really cool. You start to like kind of search and figure out their life a little bit. You mentally become a detective. I used to like watch so many Nicki videos for hours and hours and hours. But it wasn't really her. I guess it was. At first, it was her lifestyle that I really liked, then it was her, you know. But that desire, I feel like, is something that is important for us to pay attention to, because I didn't just like her life because I liked her life. I liked her life because I want my life to be similar. Or people would look at like that's obviously what we want, you know. So that's where it kind of started.
I had somebody like I have Sag North Node. Our mom is a Sag, so we know about travel. We know about different places and wanting to travel. We haven't traveled as much as we want to, but this is now. That's. But anyway, so I've even heard there's been people that we're from Columbia, South Carolina. People that have not even left the state. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
it's really about what you see. So that was like my way, kind of like out, because like of course when we were younger we traveled like with because we danced competitively, so that was our little bit of traveling. But aside from that, the internet is really where I started to see like, you know, possibilities of me, what type of lifestyle, I wanted to, you know, have. And because that's the thing, I think that we all have that, but if we don't see it, if we don't see a representation of it, there's no light that's ever sparked. It's like, oh well, you know. And then that's the thing, is further than that, because then you have to see yourself having that. Some people will see it and be like, that's not for me, and some people don't want it. But you know, then comes the personal. That was the next step for me. Was okay. Well, how am I going to generate that? Like, you know, like what do I like to do that could give me that much money? Instantly, I was like, well, it can't be something that somebody's already doing, because not necessarily like corporate job 9 to 5. I'm not, you know, like the only thing about those types of jobs is that there's a cap. You know, so I was like, that's one of the first things that I kind of, I don't know, intuitively realized was like, oh, it can't be that, because Nicki's not that's not how she made her money. You know, that's really what it was. Not, you know.
And if you look at,
this was, okay, hold on, let me say. This was high school, so I didn't really know much else. I was like, well, what the fuck is there then? Like, what am I going to do? So, you know.
And if you look at the biggest people with where money is, that to me shows where it's successful and where you are following the flow of the universe. Because people are greedy and that kind of stuff, and that is not going to last long. That's not going to be long-term money. But if you look at the people, even the big banks and stuff, there are people over those that have been running that for a long time. So there is a way where you can be still in your flow, not taking from anybody else, because that's how you lose your money. If you're greedy, you take from someone, and eventually in time, the universe will get you back in karma, and you will get the money taken. But if you're doing the right thing, there has to be some right way, right? And so that's what Kelly was saying instinctively she picked up on.
Right.
I'm air sign as hell, so for the air signs out there, the earth signs out there, I had to look. And it's the same thing we did. She looked and said, okay, Nicki's making money. Think about all the people who are making lots of money. It's not just about money, but are flourishing abundantly. They're not working under anybody else, you know what I mean? Or they're in partnership with someone, or they're doing something unique. They're doing something.
It's about energy. That's the thing. That's the point of this video. Like, if you're putting out energy, it's going to be returned. Mm-hmm. No matter how much like, literally, okay, let me give you a little example today.
It's part of visualization.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, still,
we can make another video about that.
Oh, okay. Well,
but we don't want to make it too broad.
Okay, well, yeah, but that's about energy, though. Like, but it is. Like, with the money is an energy, and that's like, if you're spending time thinking about abundance, you're going to feel abundant, and that's an energy, and then you generate abundance. Whether it's material or not, it's like, if you spend your time thinking about how much money you're not going to have, what's going to happen? Your bank account is going to look empty.
Where your attention goes, energy flows. So you're focusing on the lack, that's going to be shown even more in your life, because that's where you're focusing. You know what I mean? It's like you're a teacher in class, and you have kids raising their hand. If you keep calling the same kid, you're gonna get the same response. You know what I mean? It's about the attention you're giving. Where are you giving your focus to? And that's your energy. Like my mom always said, you have to see energy like a pie chart, or like a chart, like a something circular.
A pie graph.
A pie graph. You know what I'm saying? And she used to divide it up for our chores and stuff to make sure that she was just saying like, okay, Corey, you dance, you have school, you have chores, you have relationships, you have your family, your things you have to do. You have to put it in your pie chart. You only got 100%. You can't. So many people might fill 90% of the pie chart with their doubts of how they're not going to make any money, and only 10% is actually them progressing and thinking of being optimistic about making money. And then they're confused about like, why the hell am I not making money? Your energy, 90% of your energy is going to focus, not even about what you're actively physically doing. Your energy in general, that's your physical energy, your mental energy, your verbal energy, that's complaining to your friends about it too. Your spiritual energy, that's everything, is focused on the lack. You know what I mean? And so, even doing the visualization, she was saying, looking at Nikki and looking at, oh, this is where she's abundant, and I'm going to, match her energy and emulate her actions. That's giving us, maybe giving you that 10% optimism, that just knocked you to 15%. You know what I mean? That knocked the 80, now you're 85% negative, less negative. You know what I mean? 85% in the left. And so it's just things like that where wherever you're focusing is where it's going to be. One last thing I was thinking about is this is a major realization we both just had. I was reading something that was saying like recently, we just have family karma with money and lack. Like, she has Saturn retrograde in her second house, which astrologically your second house is about possessions, your wealth, your sense of abundance, that kind of thing. I have Jupiter retrograde in my second house, so both those planets rule restriction. Well, Saturn rules restriction, that kind of thing, and so it's tough for her in second house of finances, so mental restriction, that kind of stuff. And I have a similar the karma kind of projects itself into our birth chart in similar ways. We're not going to both have Saturn retrograde second house, not necessarily because we're not the same person. But I got a similar effect by having Jupiter, which is the planet of abundance and optimism, retrograde, meaning that's kind of fucked up and internal and not really working right for my soul, in the second house. So my abundance is kind of off in the second house. So you kind of get what I'm saying. And it follows when my mom has the exact same Jupiter transit placement as me. You know what I mean? So, and probably her mom, that's kind of the thing that's happening. So you might be picking up on some family comments. I felt like I didn't throw that out there. But, okay, yeah, I think maybe that was my point there.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, just, it's just, honestly, even it goes down to the simple part of what you're thinking about becomes real,
That's like the second part of it.
Oh yeah, okay. But just,
so I'm doing the second part.
Yeah, just because what you think about becomes real. As long as you're thinking about some positive shit, you're gonna be cool. Like, don't waste your time thinking about shit you don't need to think about, stressful shit, other people's shit,
And then think about this. I'm gonna kind of give a little science with it. We are a mirror of the universe, of God, whatever. And what is the main thing people say as God? What's the main verb you get? Creator. Okay? He's a creator. He's gonna make us, so he's gonna make a way. He's gonna give solutions. If we're mirrors, aren't we creators as well? Is that not what we do? We create all the time. I'm going to create my path. I'm going to walk to my car. I'm going to create what my outfit's going to be today. I'm going to create my art, whatever I'm going to do. That thing. We're creators as well. We also are manifestors, and we solve problems just like God. We can help. We can advise people. We can heal people. So we have that mirror with God, and so we have to remember that. You know what I mean? And so we're creating not only what we see in our lives, but we're complete mirror. So if God is creating our lives, we think He's creating everything for our lives. That means we're also creating our lives as well. Like, has there any time, it happens all the time, like literally, Kelly's friend Charmaine called her as she said her name. She said, I just talked to Charmaine. I was like, oh, cool. Literally, as she said Charmaine, her phone started ringing. Now, who was that? Charmaine. You know what I mean? Deja vu. I've read and stuff that's kind of when you're dreaming, you're planning the next 30 days or 6 months or whatever. in your dreams. And when you have that experience, you're like, oh my God, I just saw this in my dream. Blah, 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 deja vu. Whatever. You're creating this, basically what I'm saying. You're creating everything in your life. So let's say I'm going to create a bad day. This is a typical day for the majority of society because I was definitely fucked with this until I need to change. You get up, probably early as hell because you're doing something you really don't want to do. I was waking up early as hell. So I'm waking up complaining. I'm not happy. I'm grumpy. I'm walking around, mad, wishing I could get more sleep. And so just me even exaggerating that feeling is making me feel worse. So then I pop medicine to numb my body, which is not numbing the feeling though, but just the physical sensation. So now I'm numbing also suppressing feelings and stuff, which are going to bubble up later in the day. We'll get to that. So then I'm getting to the subway, and I missed the train because this is a terrible day. That's just what happens. I'm complaining. I probably was moving slower because I was not being productive in my mind because I create my day. And it's not necessarily like it's magically just drops in. I mean, sometimes that happens. Like I'll be complaining and then I'll be stuck on the train instantly, and then the second I accept it, the train moves. Some things happen like that. But by creating your day, it's literally God has to work through us and through our reality. So it's not going to just magically just be obstacles in your way. You're going to do actions. You're going to act off of your mentality, and that's going to be creating your day, basically. And so, you might have a conversation with somebody and you're pissed off from this morning. You woke up too early. You're not happy. How is that conversation going to go? Not positively either. So that's going to be a negative situation you're going to get. And you're just going to continue to attract more and more negativity because that's your frequency. And let's say this is the first day you had this terrible frequency. You had an amazing job, amazing partner. You get fired from that job in the next few days or few weeks or whatever because your frequency is so bad. And that's the thing about frequency we're talking about too. If it's not matching up, you're not going to get it. You know what I mean? And so if you're not thinking about the things that she was saying with Nikki, or thinking about your abundance, or thinking about how you can get out of the hole, you're not going to get out of it. You know what I mean? And so the day continues. Now you don't lost a job because you're thinking negative. That was a high frequency thing, but now every time you're complaining, your frequency gets lower. So you're attracting because you continually. If we stop attracting things, our reality will stop. So every second you're attracting your reality every second, and it's constantly matching your frequency. Like I could instantly get pissed off right now and start yelling at Kelly and just get in a bad mood and get in a bad rut, and she would usually get in a bad rut, get in a bad mood because I'm creating my reality. And, that situation's happening. You know what I mean? And then instantly I could switch it. You know what I mean? And so it literally is that. So whatever you focus on is what's going to happen. Yeah, I have one more thing to say. A little last thing, but
go ahead. No, if I do, I'll think of it. I think I was going to say something else.
The last thing, this Gemini moon, y'all, is just a Virgo. The last thing is, it has helped me so much. We don't realize that we constantly have a vision of ourselves in our head, okay? And that plays a big part in how you manifest and how your life is.
Right.
I used to, growing up, I was really feminine and gay. And in the closet with it, and then my body was even smaller. I had to drink like booze to gain weight and stuff. So I was just, smaller size. And so, but I've always had an old soul, a big, powerful soul. You know what I mean? And so anytime I got picked on for being small, I really took that very to heart. And so I started seeing myself in the light of what others saw me. I saw myself like even in dance. I'm pretty strong. I couldn't even lift people like I wanted to because in my head I had created this vision of myself as weak. So anytime I did anything, I just was kind of following this vision, this thing in my head, what I was seeing myself as doing. Anytime I had a big confrontation with someone, I couldn't really handle it because I was seeing myself in a bad place. So literally what changed it was me going, and it takes deep focus, but because I had to go back and visualize myself and not see myself as weak. Okay, like I had this crazy experience with my roommate, who was another guy, and ended up pulling up a whole bunch of my masculinity issues that I never really fully healed when I came out. And basically, he challenged me, and it was a confrontation. We had a lot of confrontation, and it pulled up a lot of fear in me to defend myself and just like all of this stuff or whatever. And it pulled up this same visualization of me as being weak. And that weakness even strengthened even more when I came out because I saw myself as what society sees gay people as weaker. And well, I'm making a whole series about that shit, so we'll get into that. So just get ready for that.
Yes.
That's the most false shit ever.
And that has so much effect on everything.
Everything. How you see yourself in your head. And society puts this thing, so I literally had this thing of straight men are more masculine, which is not even fucking true. We'll get to that.
And this is in the lesbian culture too, so let's not forget.
Let's drop it. She's gonna drop
Studs
a T on
can't
that.
cry and shit. Yeah, fuck all that.
All this stuff,
labels
these
are
labels,
for the birds.
we think these labels just are things like, oh, I don't follow these labels.
But they have people.
They affect
up,
you
bro.
so much. They have you so much, you know. And so what I had to do was literally close my eyes. Not even necessarily close my eyes, but see myself going through the confrontation in my head and see how I saw myself. And it was always feeble. It was always weak. It was always defensive. It was always feeling that the worst thing was going to happen. And I had to take, literally, I feel like my eyes are closed like 30 minutes. And I was just going through and like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Okay, he's coming up to me. Now let me see myself strong. Let me see myself. How would I look if I had the confidence that I wanted? And it took a long time. My heart didn't even feel it. I was like, I don't believe that. But I had to literally sit there and change. Literally, my face was like this in my visualization. I had to change it to this in my head. And then me doing that new visualization of me stronger in my head, instantly, I'm so much stronger. Because now when I look at myself in my head during confrontation, I see this and not this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you have something to defend. Like, that's the thing. Like, not that combativeness and, like, you know, confrontation is a way to live life, but knowing, like, boundaries and, like, having respect comes from how you see yourself. Like, you know, like, if you don't see yourself in a positive light, yeah, you'll get walked over. But that, you know, like, that's why boundaries are there, and that's why if you see yourself in the right light, we'll all see something to defend, and then we all respect each other because we also see the light in each other.
And you're going to attract that.
Right.
And that's what we were realizing, too, with our relationships. We're, like, happy as hell now because, you know, before, let's say this our awakening and stuff like that, I did not compliment myself ever. You know, it was always self-critique, and what can I do better, and judging myself, laughing at myself. And so that's what I saw as reflection. If you watch the mirror video I did, reflection in myself. Like, my friends picked on me, my friends laughed at me. You know what I mean? And nobody motivated. I didn't motivate myself, so nobody was around picking me up, pumping me up. You know. And as I healed that within myself, I didn't even know it was going to affect my friendships. I was feeling that with myself because that didn't feel good to think that negatively about myself and that kind of stuff. It was, you know, affecting everything. Then I started realizing, wait, hold up. Now my friends are, the ones that did not compliment me, stuff. As I healed that in myself, they kind of fell away. And I just kind of let that happen. And then I'm around people now that motivate me because what am I doing to myself? I'm visualizing and I'm seeing myself as driven, and I'm motivating myself now. So now the people around me are motivating me. I see that in my reality because I saw that in myself. You know, I used to look at my flaws, and now I have not only accepted the flaws, realized they were not even flaws, and then now I'm fully presenting myself authentically and with a compassion and with a love. And I see that reflected everywhere. I now get compliments. You know, I never used to get compliments. I always used to feel like I'd never had anything and that I was under everyone. But I put myself there mentally, so how else is my reality going to be reflected? You know, it's going to match, you know. And so we've definitely been doing that back and forth, relaying that in conversations and stuff. This past year or two and that kind of stuff, it's just like, well, I don't see that anymore for myself. Like, I now I see myself this way, and then really our reality switched. Like,
right.
We talked a little bit about your Starbucks situation.
Yeah. So I got a job at Starbucks probably like the beginning of March. And, while trying to change my mindset, always have been kind of like stubborn and like, but also a little more like in my head, kind of like hard on my situation. So I'll do things that I feel like I have to do, even when sometimes I don't. Not going to say sorry for something like that, but I always learn from shit when I do it, whether I'm supposed to do it or not. So that's why everything's always on path. But anyway. Got a job at Starbucks because I previously had worked with kids, so that's something that I, enjoy doing, like doing. But I was like, okay, maybe I want to work with kids, which was true at the time. I did want to work with kids, and I guess I wanted to try something new. Who knows? So got a job at Starbucks. It was cool at first, and then shit started getting a little like hard. I was like, okay, this is a challenge, and I was just like, okay, well, Kelly, like, keep a job, like, not that I don't keep jobs, but I had been the person to kind of like, if I'm not feeling it, screw it, But that's not the mature thing to do. I'm sorry, not the mature thing. The responsible thing to do all the time because I have responsibilities, right? Um, but I didn't know what I wanted. Like at that point, I was like, okay, I think I want to work with kids. I don't think I do. I'm gonna just like keep this job and try to do some other stuff. I don't know. Try to like do something here, do something there. This is also where yoga started to come in place because I would have to stretch so much after working at Starbucks because my back would be hurting. But also, I was like, okay, not giving up on myself, and that was also where I wasn't giving up on the mat either. Like I was like, staying in poses longer, things like that, but also staying at this job that I didn't know was something that some place that's just not for me. Basically what I ended up realizing was that because I would complain so much about the job, and it finally got to the point of like, why are you still here? When you know this isn't what you want to do. Because it gets old after a while. Like, yes, I didn't enjoy speaking with customers and like stuff like that. That didn't outweigh the hours where I was annoyed with my coworkers or people would come in with attitude. Like, and then I didn't feel appreciated at the job. Like, point blank, and that's something that's important is to feel appreciated because you're going to perform 100 times better. But also it just sets the vibe for everyone to feel like they're a part of a team or something, And this wasn't that. And that made me realize, okay, kids it is, you know what I'm saying? Because nothing, like, that's what I enjoy. Like, I enjoy expressing. It really comes from me feeling like that the connection between kids because I like to see them express themselves because I don't feel like I was the most expressive child, basically. So I really just am kind of a creep with kids, but not really a creep. Like, I just like to see the best, like to see the light in them and stuff like that. And so realizing this, as soon as I knew what I wanted, okay, time to start looking for jobs. And literally within 2 days, I had a job.
Well, I think it started with the visualization first. It was kind of like,
oh right, yes. Yes. Of course, I had to figure out. I guess I knew that, but I also had to take a moment and through conversation, with friends, Corey, like I realized that I wanted to work back with kids. Like, my friend Marissa basically asked me. She was like, "If you could do anything and not worry about money, what would you do?" And the answer was working with kids. Like, I would want to be working with them one-on-one, what I said. And because sometimes it can get hectic working with a big group of kids, especially for me because I just don't have time for y'all to run around acting crazy, all that, because it stresses me out. But working one-on-one, I feel like I get more of an impact with the kids anyway. So, like I said, apply for jobs.
and what she's doing there is by thinking about what she wanted. That's the visualization. That's the part for literally creating that. So
Right, and then came the job because within 2 days, like I had emails and calls from jobs. So now I had 2 jobs.
And this was like 3 weeks ago when you
3 weeks
decided
ago.
with Starbucks that was
Literally 3 weeks ago, and now I started my second job like yesterday, tutoring, which is one-on-one, which is exactly what I said I wanted, and then a summer camp counseling job, and I'm making more than I could have made the entire summer at Starbucks, honestly.
and got
Especially
paid
the hours they
before
gave
you
me.
even started.
I didn't even start the job, but they already paid me. Like,
Which is some
that's how
universal
good
cosmic shit.
God is. Like, as soon as you honestly let go of your own fears and doubts, and just let the universe know what you want and can release control. Because I was like, I don't really know, like I'm gonna do this. I'll find a job regardless. I know what I want, and then next thing you know, there was
And she's still getting
calls.
offers
Yes.
even as she's already accepted this.
Yes.
And so that's literally what it is. Whenever you visualize, I have been fucking that word up. I'm sorry, cursing at. this entire time. Okay, I can talk about it, but I cannot say a damn word. Whatever you visualize literally happens. Like, think about your life. Think about how you see yourself right now. How do you see yourself going and buying a new car? Could you see yourself going right now and purchasing a new car? You know what I mean? That was kind of dramatic, but like, if you got doubt coming in your head, that's the block right there. That's what someone needs to heal. You know what I mean? Or think about yourself walking through the mall. If there's insecurities about yourself and how you look and that kind of thing, that's a block. That's big to heal. So then go in to that block and okay, let me go stay in the mall then with my visualization. What about being in the mall is going to make me feel a certain way? You know, things will come to you because you're asking, and literally those questions you're asking in your head. Your guides, your spirit guides, your angels, literally that's their whole purpose is to assist as we assist others. You know, they assist us and we help other people. And so literally by asking, what about me being in the mall makes me insecure? Then you start to hear, okay, maybe it's my weight, or maybe I'm not sure, you know, I should be in here, I feel like I'm not worth these things in here, or whatever the things come in about the, you know, the mall, whatever the insecurity is, then you can go deeper into that, okay, so is this true? You know, when did this come in? When did this visualization, when did I start seeing myself this way? And can I change it? Okay, so then you start doing things like Kelly said, if you could change it without the money, because we know the block, we have the Saturn and Jupiter in the second, so there's going to be a block with the finances. You know? So if you remove the finances, what would you want to do? You know what I mean? If you remove the insecurities in the mall, how would you want to feel? Then if you remove that problem, the visualization goes into that. You know, like, okay, so, you know, I visualize myself happy with myself because I'm going there to enjoy myself, not think about anybody else. So then that's like something you're starting to see. And as you're telling yourself this, you're creating that in your head. Think about, like, it really starts back like when you're in kindergarten with telling your story. Ask a kid to tell you a story, you know? And then ask questions like, oh, so what happens next? And then they literally go, oh, and then the frog jumped in the lake, and oh my god, the lake? Yes, the lake, and what color was the lake? Oh my god, the lake was orange, and oh my god, the orange lake. What? Where were we with the orange lake? And oh my god, we were in, you know what I mean? And so that's how the creation happens with children. And that's how it doesn't change. You know what I mean? And they're literally seeing that reality in their head. That's how they're creating this orange lake. We're creating that too. That's the thing about it. That's the funny thing. We're supposed to continue that childlike, the innocent creation, but we're now adults who now know how to work through the world, and we can be creative and put our creative ideas into reality and create amazing things like planes and clothing and crazy shit that humans create. And that, pointing to the very beginning of the video, is those are the people that have the money, the major money, that are in the flow.
And that's the thing.
The last solid thing. They're still their kids. They're still creating, and they still have no blocks. Exactly. Yeah. And they're doing,
unless it's like some corporate shit that's all the same. That's not very creative. Like, you know, like that's why I appreciate small businesses, and I'm loving that they're becoming more populous, and I feel like will become the norm within the next decade. Because it's people paying attention to their desires, and that's the thing. Like, if you are working for someone and you do not like it, that's the thing. There are people who like it and can do it, or have their job on the side, and that's cool with them, or save their money and travel. That's amazing. Like, that's a life. That's a living. But if you're unhappy,
you're not going to make it money.
That's also it's not good for your soul. Basically, it's denying your soul what it wants, because your soul is screaming for you to pay attention to what it desires, and that's. Take it slow. Take it from back in the day, back in childhood. What did you really like? And that's why, like, I'm still dreaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot show up for me more recently because I think I'm starting to believe in myself more. But just even my apartment, for example, I always said I wanted a balcony. Moving in here was hell, but I got my balcony. You know, like, it's like those little desires are some things that are just there for you. Like, if your heart wants it, it's meant to, you know? And even with yoga, like, I always, since I was a freshman in college, said that I wanted to become a yoga instructor and just put that out in the universe. But that is a desire of mine. And at Starbucks, ironically, I met a woman who told me the name of a yoga studio that does training. I met someone that I can go to class with, like things like that. If you put it out there, you're gonna get it back, but you just have to take the time to pay attention to what it is that you want. And even further than that, know what you want. And that just takes taking time with yourself. Like, it also takes experience. You're not going to know until you don't know, or you know what you don't want, you know? And so, like, give yourself that time and energy to figure it out, because even that signals to the universe that you want something different than what you have. And shit will just start showing up.
And I want to say too with that, my apartment even was a similar thing. Like after Kelly's birthday, November the 1st, 2015, we went to DC that weekend and to just celebrate her birthday. And I was trying to manifest, like, I currently lived in Jamaica, Queens, and it was way far, and I was just trying to manifest where I wanted to live next, and I was just talking about, like, oh, I want it to be like this, where I can go out of my apartment, and, like, we literally were walking through this place, DuPont in DC, and I want to kind of show you the kind of houses. As you see, they're kind of like 3-story houses in the back there, brick building, and you have walking down the sidewalk, there's trees. I have a picture, this is my picture saved, it literally is on my mirror, and I've had it since we went there, and I would always, think of this picture, and when we went there, and how happy I was with the houses, and literally like how I wanted, you can kind of see in the background there too, similar trees, and how I really wanted that for myself, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, just we were talking about it walking down the street for hours. Just walking through DuPont, excited, like, oh my God, when we were adults, not adults, but this was 2 years ago before we were, now more financially free. When we're financially free, I want to live somewhere like this, and I can do this, and we saw bars, and first time, it was our first trip away from our family on our own, so we were able to dream, in our perspective. And so I kind of want to just show you real quick where I live, okay? Because it literally is the same shit. This is right in front of my apartment. Is that not the same? It's the same, I hope the video play. It's the same, download error. Okay, you see that? It's the same kind of style. I'm gonna give you a little bit more. Here we go, here. This is on my block. Literally the same shit. The 3-story buildings, the trees, and there's a park I go to every day that I'm in love with. Does this not look just like the picture I just showed you when we were in the park? You get what I'm saying? So what you visualize in your head, you're creating your life. And God, He wants you to be happy. Do
yourself a favor and create some good shit. Like, don't be... Oops. Oh my gosh. That was gross.
Okay.
Excuse me, Bert. Don't sell yourself short. Like, if you want something, don't, like, just automatically tell yourself, like, nah, because you don't know how. Like, no. If you want it, say you want it, write it down, and then come up with a plan, Like, I'm still in my plan zone. Like, I can see what I want, and I'm taking steps every day to get there. I'm implementing discipline so that I can have a routine that sets me up to get there, Like, but start somewhere, That's the main thing.
That's it. Like, wherever, just take a second, and it even started, like, we both did an Instagram clearing at the same time. I unfollow, and it wasn't even shade. Like, I love the people I unfollow, but it's just, are you the thing? I want to look at people on my Instagram that are doing things that I aspire to do. Number one, their lifestyle is a lifestyle I want to either aspire to or a lifestyle that I'm doing. And 3, they're people that are in the flow of what I'm doing. We have the same energy. Not necessarily they're all dancers or they're all spiritual people, but they're all people that have a similar energy to me. Not that I didn't want to see anybody else. I say that for Facebook. I can still see catch up with people, but Instagram, check how many things you're looking at. How long do you think you're on Instagram? Those images you're scrolling, your subconscious is registering.
Right, there's also energy you're putting into it. So
true.
Your life, if it doesn't look like the person you look at every day, I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't, it will soon. That's
literally it. Yeah, and just keep visualizing that and keep making that real, and literally you will see. Now you're gonna go through a little bit of hell because the thing about it is, and this is what
you have to change yourself. You're not gonna stay the same. And
you've got to. That's how the universe works. You know what I mean? That's how it works. It is. You say, "I want this," and then God, the cosmos, your spirit guide say, "Okay, here we go." They don't just slap it in your face. They say, "Now let's set you up so that you can get this thing." You know what I mean? My main thing, I have Venus in the 7th house, okay? In Pisces. So it's lovey-dovey, always dreamed of the perfect romance, And I have not manifested a relationship yet because, number one, I have a certain set of values in these things, and they've been working on me to click these things off in my head. You know what I mean? Like, I literally just, probably 3 weeks ago, had this huge realization about my sexual integrity and just integrity in general with myself, and how was I going to manifest a relationship with someone that I wanted, to be monogamous and have that integrity and that, core intimacy, if I didn't even have that in myself? You know what I mean? So you never know what you're being set up for, and then it happens. But we literally went through a whole bunch of hell. Like we asked for, this time last year, I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait where I can have all these things I want to manifest. Boom, 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 boom. It's a crazy list. We did wishes for meditation, and what you say, what you put out, always is answered. So just know that, it might not be instantly, but it's always listened to. And since then, we've been moved. I thought I was going to get those things. I was waiting around, to get those things. Then, and literally this entire year, I'm seeing how I've been shaped, and now I'm receiving and continuing to be shaped to receive all the things that I wanted. You know what I mean? And it just happened to take a year for me. And some things are still taking time, but my focus was there, and so that's what is becoming manifest. I'm not focusing on feeling bad anymore. So I don't remember the last time I woke up with a bad mental state, because that's not what I focus on anymore. I don't focus on it. I don't expect to wake up feeling bad. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. Hopefully y'all have. Kelly, you have?
No, I'm good. I think I have.
Okay, yeah, I hope y'all have gotten this. Enjoy this video. We're going to continue to just share videos, and hope you like our vibe as well. We're more, less laissez-faire with it. We're going to just keep dropping you how we feel. We've learned things, and in a kind of conversational, down-to-earth way, because I feel like people have so much knowledge, but I only really resonated with the people that were down-to-earth, who could bring it to me in a way. Yeah, so hook it up and vibe with us, and we're just gonna vibe out with you. So
cool. Yeah.
Hit it with it. Bring it back a little bit.
Customary thing, you can find it in the store. BDB, that's a bad bitch ballin'. Only fucking bitch if you know what's ballin'. Ain't a gold digger, cause she got her own shit. Ain't a gold digger, cause she got her own shit. Money in the bank, need no cheat. Face on beat, hair on fleek. Ain't talking no shit.
Thank you guys. That's it. We'll see you later.